Hello, everyone, and welcome to the family work. I apologize. It has been a while. This is our 2022 year in video. I'm actually a little late because now it's 2023. And I'm also going to talk about some of the things we hope to have happen this year. It's been, in some aspect, a pretty busy year for us. A lot has happened, a lot of change for our family. And in some ways, it hasn't been busy. We ultimately decided to sell the campground last year, and we closed on that right at the end of last year. It was actually partially at the end of the year, and then because of the holiday, it didn't close, I think, or get to recording till first week of January. So part of the deal with the sale was essentially our family would remain on through June 1st of last year to help get the new owners ready to train them. Also, I was in the middle of upgrading the entire park to full hookup, so the majority of the park. So whether the sale went through or not, that was something we were already in the middle of. And that's part of kind of one of the contingencies of the sale and helped get us the price that we wanted was because the campground was going to be more valuable with the full hookup sites. And we knew that. So we kind of gave them the option. We could just walk away as is. But it made sense for both parties for us to go ahead and finish what we were working on, which was nice. Because when we were done, when we did leave in the summer, for the first time, all the park, well, most of the park, there was still one or two sections, a couple sites left that did not get done. They were the most difficult and challenging ones to do, which was my plan to do this winter if we would have still been owners. Um, but yeah, they get to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Not don't have to worry about the honey wagon service every week, not like we used to have to do. So it was bittersweet. We were there kind of get the beach, the splash park up and running for Memorial Day weekend. There were some things they were still working on. We showed them how to do the creamery, and you know, it's hard because we put 8 years into that campground, and we never thought we were going to sell. We just thought we'd be there forever and retire, and the kids would hopefully take over one day. But it just got to be so much work. And with that being said, since June, we have had 3 week long vacations as a family. And for some people, a big deal. But for us, we had never really had a week-long vacation as a family together. But to be able to do 3 of those in a 3 month stretch was pretty amazing. So it was good. We got to see some family and go down to Virginia. Um, we went to the beach for a little bit and did some theme parks, water parks. And then we got to see some family, went down to Florida. We took a cruise and more water parks. And then we got to get together with friends and go up to Wisconsin Dells and again, more water parks. I guess that's kind of the theme for our family this year, was water parks. We got to do quite a few of them. Man, probably about 6 or 7 different water parks. So that was exciting. Um, and we had a good time. Um, After we sold the park, we moved. We're in Kentucky now. We bought the properties, we're not living at the properties. We actually live in a town, not in a rural area. That was one of the things. We wanted to be a little more closer to civilization than we were there in Ohio. So we're now living in Kentucky. And the house we bought, the downside, and I'll probably do a video on this later, but the way we did the sale, we had to, we were doing a 1031 exchange, and you only have 45 days to have under contract your replacement properties, or businesses or whatever, rental properties, whatever you're replacing that with. So unfortunately, last year the market was sky high, real estate wise, and there wasn't that much availability. So we looked at every possible house that was for sale that kind of met our basic criteria. And then we just picked the best of what was there. And no, actually, we're really excited. We're in a great part of town here, and the house is older. It's built in, I think, late 60s, early 70s, but it has a couple additions on it that are newer. But the original part of the house has not been updated. So we tore apart the kitchen and the dining room and the laundry room was the first things we worked on. We haven't quite got to the bathrooms yet. Um, and I was going to do videos and kind of take a journey along the way, but in all honesty, and this is really why we haven't done any videos, is for lack of better words, have just been lazy. Um, Having 12, 16-hour days for so long, I can't remember. I personally have not done much of anything this year. And I'm sure there's some things I've done. And it's a negative thing because it's kind of like when you retire. I mean, essentially that's what we did. We retired. And it's great for a while, to be able to sleep in or stay up late or not have to hurry back to the business or home or whatever, appointments and stuff like that. Just not being on a schedule. Well, I shouldn't say that. We were never really on a schedule. We were just always on. But it was nice having that. But then it just, it gets old. Newton's law, object in motion stays in motion, object at rest stays at rest. Well, I put on like 15, 20 pounds just being lazy. So we're changing that now. We are, as a family, we're going to the gym. We're starting to do a couple things here together to get a little more active. I still got work here to do at the house, but just budget wise, we decided to put some of that on hold for now. And we haven't really done anything with the property. We did some hunting leases, rented some hunting on it for this year, put up a couple control cameras. We put a little cabin out on one of the properties. I did do that. I plumbed and electric, and I still got to connect some of the utilities, and we're going to get that insulated and then put down the flooring and finish the bathroom kitchen. So there's still some stuff out there that I have been doing. So that way we can have a place to stay when we're at the property. Um, but really, it's just been a season for us to just kind of take a step back, just to be together as family. One big thing was we decided it was Lincoln asked us to be homeschooled this year to try that, and we decided we could never do that before. We couldn't even think about that before with the business, but now we said if there was ever a time to try it, we'll do it. So he's actually in the next room doing some classes. The other kids are in a school right now, and I'm not sure what's going to happen next year. It's had its ups and downs. I'm sure I could do tons of videos, and I know there's a lot of channels just about the challenges of homeschooling, but also the advantages of it. And there's some great advantages as well. So that's kind of a new chapter in our family. Lincoln is still not really interested in doing these videos yet. I'm hoping he would get to the point where at least he would edit them for me and upload them, because that's one of the reasons why I haven't done these. And I'll just admit it, I'm just lazy. I'm not passionate about it. And if I'm not passionate about it, I procrastinate to the point of where I won't do it. So that being said, my New Year's resolution this year is I want to do at least one video a week. I figure if I can get 50 videos this year, that's will be good. Um, I'd like to do more. Let me rephrase that. I would like for us to produce more videos. Um, I just personally don't know if I'll be able to fulfill that. So we're going to try. And if anybody's watching this, I appreciate it. This is kind of a therapy, I guess. We had one of the jokes was in at the campground, we had a garden. I started a garden because I loved gardening. I enjoyed gardening. But the irony of it is, I don't eat any fruits or vegetables. Nothing that came out of that garden I ate. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed growing it. I enjoyed providing it for others. But I did not ever partake in the fruit of my labor, I guess. And that's kind of like, but it was therapy for me at the end of a long day, just to be able to go and work on the tomatoes, whatever it was, just was relaxing for me. And in some way, doing this video is kind of like that because I have all of these thoughts and ideas in my head and they just kind of stay there. But being able to put it out in a video, there's so much I learned about owning a campground and even in our other businesses and just life in general. We've been so blessed to experience good and bad things that I just want to put it out there in case somebody stumbles across this video that they could maybe be encouraged, or learn something, or maybe even prevent from having a costly mistake or disappointment that we went through. So I guess that's kind of where we've been this year. Just a season of relaxation, a season of semi-retirement. Of course, we have to live. So, um, and again, I'll probably do a video on the 1031 exchange because we didn't really get to take any of the proceeds from the sale. We had to reinvest everything. That way, Uncle Sam wouldn't rob us blind. But we have a couple new things we are going to start up this year. And it took us some time to really think through how we were going to go about in our next business adventure, what that would look like. And we finally have a really good vision and a sense of peace about the different parts and puzzles. It's going to take some more investment on our part, but that's okay. And there's going to be some risk on our part as well. But it's calculated risk, it's measured. We've done our research, we've done our due diligence. So video wise, I think there'll be a couple cool videos this year. Once we start putting all the pieces in motion. Um, so hopefully you'll join us for our journey. I'm hoping I'll have a video every week, is my goal. And we're just blessed. It's weird being in a new city, a new state. We didn't know a single person. We've found a great church and we're making connections there. Um, and with the schooling and the changes of that, and then not having the business and starting a new business. So it's a lot of change for our family, a lot of unknowns, but not really scary. It's been a good for us. Just trusting that God has made a way for us, has gone before us, and we're just trying to be obedient and listen to Him, and follow Him. Just the next step. Not get too overwhelmed about what a year or several years have down the road, but just taking the time to enjoy the moment that we have right now. Just last night, we saw that there was a horrible, horrible incident where we lived at the campground. Just the town next over, a couple, like 3 miles from the campground. Just a young lady had her life taken from her, just horrifically. And we had trouble going to bed last night, just praying for that family. She's 22 years old and just got married in October. Just graduated college, just starting her life, and just something so violent and unnecessary. Um, and it just makes us reevaluate and think, what did we do today, as a family? How did we make a difference in this world? Um, so we spend so much time and so much money just on stupid, trivial stuff that doesn't matter, that won't ever matter. And we're trying to be a much more intentional and purposeful with our words every day, with our actions, with our resources. So I didn't necessarily mean to get in all that. Sorry. So this is kind of a new setup for me right here. I'm not sure how this is going to work. But I appreciate you if you're listening still, listening this far. If you have any suggestions for video, I hope even though we don't aren't in the campground industry anymore. I still hope to make some videos about um, things we learned, uh, that anybody looking to own a campground or purchase a campground, we might be a benefit to them. But we're excited with the timber property, and we're looking forward to putting some content out on that. I've never hunted, but I had to take a crash course in QDM and TSI, and so I'm learning a lot about that kind of forestry, that um, genre, I guess you would, of YouTube. There's a lot of content out there, and hopefully we'll be able to contribute to that as well. In addition to whatever happens, this is really kind of like a video log of our family, just whatever we're doing together. Take you along on the journey. So I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a Happy New Year, and that everybody would have a safe, prosperous, and healthy 2023. Sorry, think about that. But take care. God bless, and thanks for watching.